Good morning, students. So, in the last lecture, we have completed up to the parts of a typical flower. So, today's topic is nomenclature. Now, what do you mean by nomenclature? So, it is the art of giving name to the organism. See, usually every plant or animal is being given a scientific name, and the art of giving this name, we all give vernacular यानी local name हम देते हैं किसी भी plant या animal को, but that local name is not recognized worldwide. So every organism, plant or animal or a microbe has to be given a particular name. So nomenclature का मतलब होता है giving name to an organism. तो ये nomenclature दो different ways में हम देते हैं. One is vernacular name. Vernacular name is a local name, and this name is given to the organism in a particular region and a language. Like for example, mango. Mango in Maharashtra it's called as amba. In Hindi you call it as correct? So it has got different names. What is the disadvantage of this vernacular name? इसके वजह से क्या होता है? We cannot indicate necessary information about the organism. Correct? This vernacular name is not indicating a proper information about the organism. It does not even indicate the relationship of the organism. These names are not universal. यानी ये नाम लेके अगर मैं कहीं पे जाती हूँ, if I go and call Amba and go to some other country, they won't understand what I'm talking about. Okay, so it's not a universal name. For example, if I say pansy, pansy is a local name given to a flower called as Viola tricolor L. Okay, but this pansy has got 50 English names. In Ayurveda, you say mango. Mango botanical name is Mangifera indica, but it has been given different names in Sanskrit language. So local names create confusion. Sometimes a particular one organism is being recognized by many different names. So this is about vernacular names. Then comes a very important question, binomial system of nomenclature. This is the system of nomenclature which we follow. It is a scientific system of nomenclature. It is being given by Swedish naturalist, that is a naturalist from Sweden, Carl Linnaeus. This Carl Linnaeus is a person who have given scientific name to majority plants, animals and microbes. Now what is this binomial? Binomial का मतलब होता है by यानी two words. So this binomial nomenclature recognize giving name to an organism, that is plant, animal or a microbe, in two words. Okay, this scientific name consists of two words and there are certain rules for this binomial nomenclature. Okay, so this system of nomenclature was given by Carl Linnaeus and he gave certain principles of nomenclature in his book called as Species Plantarum. तो ये बुक है जिसमें उन्होंने रूल्स दिए हैं बाइनोमियल नोमेनक्लेचर को फॉलो करने के. Okay, so here what is important is the name of the scientist, that is Carl Linnaeus. Second, the definition of binomial nomenclature. Third, the book in which he have written the rules or the principles of binomial nomenclature. Now let us see the rules. The name of the organism here is composed of two Latin or Greek words. See, you can see here it has got two words, two Latin or Greek words. Generic epithet means the genus name of the genus is a simple noun and it should come first and should start with a capital letter. तो जो genus का नाम है, it should start with a capital letter. A specific name यानी species का नाम, species name is an adjective and it should start with a small letter. तो genus का जो नाम है, it should always start with a capital letter and the name of the species should start with a small letter. The generic and the specific epithet is a name, must be underlined. So if you are writing with hand, it has to be underlined, and if it is printed, it has to be in italics. Italic font आप समझते हो, isn't it? The generic as well as specific name should not have less than 3 letters. 3 letters से कम नहीं होना चाहिए और 13 letters से ज़्यादा नहीं होना चाहिए. Okay? Usually the name of the person who gave the name has to be written either in a full form or a abbreviated form. जैसे Mangifera indica L. Mangifera is the genus which starts with a capital letter. Indica is the species which starts with a small letter. And L stands for Linnaeus, is the name of the scientist who gave the name Mangifera indica. Okay, where L stands for Linnaeus, the name of the person Carl Linnaeus who gave the name Mangifera indica. Okay, so these are the different rules to be followed while writing binomial nomenclature. Okay, then let us go for next. Why binomial nomenclature is important? तो ये क्वेश्चन आपको अलग अलग फॉर्म्स में आ सकता है. Like give advantages of binomial nomenclature, give significance of binomial nomenclature, or what is the importance of binomial nomenclature. Okay, तो ये नाम कैसे होते हैं? These are binomials, means two word names, simple, meaningful and precise. They are standard name, means they do not change from place to place. Universal नाम है ये. Okay, everywhere it will be the same. These names avoid confusion. इन नामों के वजह से confusion नहीं होता है और uncertainty create नहीं होता है जो local names के वजह से होता है. These organisms are known by the same name throughout the world. Everywhere they have been recognized by the same names. Binomials are easy to understand and it's easy to remember as well. It indicates evolutionary history of organisms. Okay, like Homo sapiens. Homo sapien is the name of ancient man. Modern man is called as Homo sapiens sapiens. इसका मतलब क्या है? There is a relationship between Homo sapiens and Homo sapiens sapiens. Okay, it helps us to understand interrelationship between the organisms. ये binomial nomenclature हमें relationship बताता है that what are the similarities and differences seen in the organisms can be identified by these names. Okay, so importance or significance of binomial is also a very, very important question. Okay, so these are certain codes. This ICNAFP, you have to know the full form of this. International Code of Nomenclature for Algae, Fungi and Plants. Okay, iske basis pe, according to this codes, the name have been given to different algae, fungi and plants. Okay, you have to go through this also. ये आपको objectives में भी आ सकता है. Okay, then next to this comes two kingdom system of classification, then five kingdom system of classification. When I say two kingdom system of classification, this system was given by Carl Linnaeus और इसमें सिर्फ दो ही kingdoms आते हैं, Plantae and Animalia. Okay, इसका drawback क्या था कि इसमें बैक्टीरिया, एल्गे, फंगाई, यूग्लिना ऐसे ऑर्गेनिजम्स को जगह नहीं थी. ये एक क्वेश्चन मार्क था कि ये ऑर्गेनिजम्स कहाँ जाएंगे. Okay, so this two kingdom system was not followed. Later on, person called as R.H. Whitaker, he gave five kingdom system of classification, जिसमें ये सारे organisms को भी अपनी अलग अलग जगह मिली थी. Okay, so according to this R.H. Whitaker, there were five kingdoms: Monera, Protista, Plantae, Fungi, and Animalia. Okay, Monera includes all bacteria. Protista includes all unicellular plants, animals, bacteria, as well as fungi. Fungi includes all the fungus, Plantae includes all the plants, Animalia includes all animals. Okay, so every organism got its own place in this five kingdom system of nomenclature. Then, what is the criteria used by Whitaker for this system? Okay, kya criteria? This is the diagrammatic representation of five kingdom system of nomenclature. आपको criteria दिखेगा. Number one criteria is cell organization. Whether ये organism prokaryotic है या eukaryotic है. इसका मतलब क्या है कि whether उनका nucleus underdeveloped है या developed है. अगर nucleus developed नहीं है, then it is called as prokaryotic. अगर nucleus developed है, then it is called as eukaryotic. You can consider your see all prokaryotes, these moneras, bacteria are all coming under prokaryotes, correct? Then comes eukaryotes. All these organisms further, they consist of eukaryotic organisms. Then comes body organization, whether they are unicell or multicell. अगर हम Monera and Protista देखेंगे तो Monera and Protista all are unicell organisms, whereas fungi, Animalia and Plantae are all multicellular organisms. Then what is the mode of nutrition? Mode of nutrition आप यहाँ पे देखोगे autotrophs, heterotrophs and then consumers, that is heterotropy. Means autotrophs all the plants, even some of the monerans, Okay, some of the bacteria or autotrophs. Heterotrophs में दोनों आते हैं, fungi as well as animalia, and animalia further comes into heterotropy ingestion, means we consume, all animals depends on other plants and fungi. Okay, then comes a lifestyle, whether we are producers, decomposers or consumers. ये जो फंगाई है और मोनाडेंस है, ये किस में आते हैं? डिकम्पोजर्स में आते हैं, whereas plants are coming under producers. Even some of the bacteria come under producer, and हम सब कौन है? Animals are all consumers. तो ये different criteria है जिसके basis पे 5 kingdom system of nomenclature दिया गया है. Okay, so what I mean to say now is you all have to write these notes in your notebooks. Okay, ये notes आपको notebook में लिखने हैं. You have to write this 5 kingdoms. You have to draw this diagrammatic representation of 5 kingdom system. Also the criteria which is used by Whittaker for his system. Okay, so these answers I want you all to write in your notebooks. Clear? So this is all for today. We'll stop here.